Lucas. Let's talk to Lucas.
What's up, guys?
Lucas.
Hey, Lucas.
Hello,
Yes!
guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember me, just pausing the stream. I called one time before, and it was immediately after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, I
that.
was speaking to Derek after that.
Hey, this guy's training to be a pro wrestler.
Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually am. Well, training. I'm going actually soon. Like, I just started working, just got out of high school, so like, as soon as possible, I'm going into pro wrestling training here in Toronto.
Wow.
Whoa.
Damn.
What's your name gonna be?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
All right, what's your finishing move gonna be? Psych.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I actually was good. Like, I was just listening, and I heard Derek say, or Eric rather, say he didn't want any questions from him or anything. And I was like, well, shit, because I was going to call in and talk about wrestling.
See, this
So, Eric.
Dude, just stop on real quick.
No, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate when people call and have questions and stuff. I just feel like then it becomes a me-focused thing, and there are like 4 people who want to see that.
I want to see it.
The
I
after show.
want to see
The after
it.
show. Nobody cares.
I didn't want it to be like Eric focused, I just wanted Eric involved.
Eric,
Yeah, dude.
perspective.
Yeah,
Go
you're-
ahead.
Dude, you're all good.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to talk about wrestling a bit, and seeing as Eric's the big wrestling guy, I wanted to get sort of some opinions on like what he thinks of the WWE, where it is right now and stuff.
See, okay, I'm like really excited to talk about this. 'Cause
Yes.
This is something I care. Like, it's like, oh, this is a fun thing I get to talk
Sure,
about.
sure.
But like, nobody gives a shit.
Well, yeah, I don't care.
See?
But you're
See?
so excited.
But then there are all these people. Like,
Well-
I'm gonna ban Fart Priest. I'm just gonna ban him.
Good. Good.
There are all these people like watching, and I feel like we're gonna have a big drop off and everything. Hey, hit me up on Twitter, on Facebook,
Well,
on Tumblr. Find me in other places
I
because I
actually-
absolutely want to have this discussion. I just feel like this venue is like maybe not the best place to talk about how Antonio
Yeah, I got you.
Cesaro is like the best thing going in that company and squandered in so many different ways. So that is more discussion for another time, and I really appreciate it.
Thing that was beautiful. Anyway, moving
Well,
on.
I don't care when they talk about Evangelion, but they like it. So
But there are way more people who care about that. Would you agree? Way more people that care about that watching this podcast
Sure.
than probably the 7 people who care about how Dolph Ziggler. I love that he's a world champion.
yeah, I
I
would
think
agree.
it all depends on how you.
I care about both,
But,
so I
when the rare time I talk about the Olympics,
Nobody
or
wants to
whatever,
know that's crap.
Yeah, no one.
That's gross.
Literally zero people.
I feel like I'm gonna get really in depth about
care
like
about the Olympics.
about stuff, and it is like wacky shit that people really don't want to hear. This is how I feel,
Okay.
and so if you want to talk to me about it, I absolutely want to talk to you about it, and hit me
Okay,
up.
but
But there's
Here's the thing,
still
Eric.
more people that care about that than the Olympics.
That's true, and
There
I
have
mean,
been, like,
hey,
And that's a
you know-
4
you know what?
year.
When's the Olympics this
Well,
year?
I'm seeing hashtag fuck Olympics in the chat. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That'll
Hey.
start here.
well, Palom likes it, so me and Palom.
I've seen hour-long phone calls on this podcast of Rocco talking to the girls about Beast Wars, Eric. So you can't complain about a bit of wrestling
That's
talk.
what I'm
on
saying.
here.
That's what I'm saying too. I agree with that.
But I feel like,
I know what you mean though.
but because I'm like this ancillary character in this whole thing where I'm just off to the side. I come in and then people already don't give a shit.
I think
Sometimes
you beat
Ralph
yourself
calls
up.
into Howard
You
Stern
gotta
and you
be
want to
free.
hear what he has to say.
Nobody wants to hear what Ralph has to say.
You're like Ronnie the limo driver.
No, Sean likes me.
Yeah.
You're like Eric
I
the
like
Midget.
it.
You really like True Grit.
I'm really big fan.
It's truly
I love
good.
Kurt Angle. But hey, again, you guys want to talk to me about this stuff? I absolutely do want to talk about it, and we can talk about it in another place because I don't want to bore a lot of people about professional wrestling, which is already, I am so too old to watch it, but here I am.
I don't think professional
I'm
wrestling
making
is
a
a boring
career out of
topic.
this. You don't have to just
Talking
watching
about
it.
how you don't want to talk about it, I think is a little bit more
Going
boring.
home. Good night. Good night. Thank you.
night.
Thank you very much for your call. Thank you.
Right.
I was thinking, this is not about you, but you can stay if you want to see me vent real quick. I was thinking, probably like a week ago, I was just out of nowhere, and I thought about this one time when we were doing the podcast, and a Canadian called in, and there was a really big thing that happened in like the Olympics with Canada, and I wanted to ask that person, and then Rocco hung up on them saying nobody cares. And I
did that?
And
I
I
think it was me.
maybe. I got instant. No. I'm pretty sure it was Rocco because I was surprised by it. So couldn't have been Derek.
If I did it, I was joking, obviously.
But I remember, in that moment, I was so mad because it's like
Yeah.
I hear about Evangelion so fucking much, and I can't get this one question out. And I got mad a week ago over that. That happened like years
But I'm
ago.
pretty sure why I did that was because I think, if I remember correctly, you're right. I did just talk about Evangelion, and then that call came on. Well, hey, let's even this out. Here's the Olympics, and I went, nobody cares. That to me was so funny.
You saying that is funny, but
I know.
what do I
you
get
know,
out of it?
You know what I mean? You know,
I
what
just get
yeah.
fucked.
I know, and I didn't think that far. But
Well, hey,
but you know why I did.
It was years ago, but
Yeah.
that randomly came to my mind.
But I
got
promise,
mad.
I remember specifically thinking, how fucked up would it be that now he gets a chance to talk? And hey, well, obviously nobody
We
cares.
should do once a month, every 4 weeks, we do an all sports podcast.
But
and Sean sits
I don't
here
know if I even want to
with
do
the iPad.
that. I mean,
Don't go too far.
So I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
beat myself up about all the things that just happened here in like the last 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys later. This is
What are
all I
you
do.
talking
This is
about?
all I do.
What are you talking about?
what
I'm
happened?
gonna go home and try to sleep, and it's
There's
not gonna
people.
happen.
There's people that want to talk to you, and you're saying no. Don't talk to me, and you're leaving. And now you're going to be upset about it. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Hey, that's the internal monologue he has all day.
Man, Eric. I'll
You
give
should go home. Hey, you should go home and call in. Hey, I was there about 20 minutes ago. I'm not sure if you remember. You made fun of me, and
All right, I'll see you guys
the
later.
chat says, "Eric, we love you. Eric,
All right,
we love
I
you. Eric is my
Thank you.
favorite.
Thank
Eric
you very
is my
much, guys.
favorite."
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see you
Oh,
guys
someone
later.
said stop being a vagina, Eric. Ooh, that's the other side of the coin. But everyone else loves it.
Awkward.
Oh wait, someone in the chat said Rocco's the best. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That was the time to say that.
When you guys are done, will you please remember to keep up on that?
Batteries.
Yeah,
Nobody cares about that.
Tapes. I'm really bored. Do we have tapes?
Are you putting them on the
Tones?
rewinder? You got a tape deck?
Tones?
Eric, do you need a hug right now? Because I can call it Brian.
I don't know what's going on.
His chest.
He just.
Fucking touch my
Here's my assessment, whether this is what Eric thinks is happening or not. My assessment right now, everyone in the room and in the online audience loves Eric, and Eric is leaving upset,
Except
and I
for Fart
don't
Priest saying
understand
no.
it.
Listen,
Except for Fart Priest.
nobody hates me
know
more
what's
than me.
going on.
I
I don't know
promise
what's
you.
going
on.
I
That's so
promise.
fun, no.
I promise.
I-
And I really feel like
what's happening?
when people call in and talk to me, it's a nice gesture, and I appreciate the idea. But it's not.
delusional.
Wait. So right now, if somebody called in and said, "Fuck Eric, let me talk to the other guys," would you be staying because you're in a good mood?
Eric has the
I don't
most
know.
confidence
Because
and
you
the
got
less.
what you got what you deserve.
He has all the confidence
The
and no
more
confidence
you pay
at the same
attention
time.
to Eric,
I
the
try-
more he starts to hate himself.
I try to be realistic about my expectations about myself, and I really feel like nobody gives a shit about what I have to say about professional wrestling on a whole. So when somebody calls in, and that's nice that somebody has a question for me or somebody wants to
Right.
talk, whatever. And I do feel bad about hanging out on the first person. That was a knee-jerk reaction, and I apologize to Microwave.
Yeah, sorry, microwave.
I am sorry. But it's like, okay, I want to talk wrestling. It's like, yeah, I really want to talk
But-
about wrestling too, but then
To me, it's interesting, even though it happens a lot, hearing Rocco talk about Evangelion or whatever, because he's passionate
Yeah,
about it.
I
When
think
people
you
are
should do it.
passionate
But I
about
feel-
whatever,
but-
I am interested because it's obviously very important to them. I want to try to get in their head and see why it's important to them. That's me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I never feel like, oh God, fucking wrestling.
That's
I
what
never
made
think
me
that.
watch Evangelion was listening to you and Garrett talk about it. I'm like, hey, that actually sounds interesting. So I started watching it.
I think everybody's opinion is equally shitty, and nobody gives a shit about anything.
Yeah.
So,
And the-
really, when you look at it like that,
There you go.
it's all good.
yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Derek and Sean today about the Super Train Megazord.
He did. He
He
did
did.
talk to us about
They didn't
that.
give a fuck.
And that was the one time in his life where people actually questioned his sanity about the Power Ranger figures.
just
he
that
You
bought.
know,
time.
This is the one.
yeah. Every day Rocco shows me his new figure, and I'm very curious to see it because he likes it. I want to see what it is.
That's true. When you talk about wrestling, it's like Rocco talking about action figures.
No.
I'll leave you with that,
I'm
Eric.
saying
But
he's
don't you
passionate.
think? No. In all seriousness, though,
I think he made it.
That's such a sobering moment.
Oh, stop it. Oh.
now that makes me feel bad. You should have left when you had the chance.
I have the power.
Left when you had the chance. Now
I
feel
can make
bad.
anyone feel bad about
Now
anything.
I'm bummed.
Oh, no.
Did you just have sex with a hot chick? I'll make you feel bad about it.
Wow.
Oh,
well,
man.
I think everyone.
I should have just answered the
But hey,
question.
but on that same
I'm
plane.
really sorry.
But on that same plane, I do think though, regardless whether it's that for me or anything or whatever, I feel like all of us have some form of niche interest.
I agree.
And I like hearing about it from everybody.
I am mainstream.
Derek only talks about. I heard the last podcast. Derek only talks about pop songs, and I like that. Gangnam Style, he likes it. He can't defend
Psy
himself.
is in an Emerald Nuts commercial doing Gangnam Style with like almonds or cashews.
No,
or something.
come on. What are you doing?
Pistachios.
Stop. What is he doing?
He's gonna throw something at you.
Being a goof. I was joking. It's a joke.
There you go. So if you want to talk about wrestling, I'm gonna be thinking about all this business all day, all the rest of the night, and then all day tomorrow.
Well, I hope it's all positive stuff.
Absolutely not.
Eric.
Don't forget to think about that.
You know what I do though? A lot of times,
What do you think's gonna keep me up at 4
if I have a conversation with someone that I like a lot and don't really know, I'll dissect that conversation later and try to think like, oh, I sounded dumb there.
Look, okay,
I sounded dumb
this is
there.
how I put it. This is how I really feel. Last night, we went to a graduation party.
Yeah.
Me and Brian and our friend Jonathan, who is recently married, and we were in a big group of people hanging out, and everyone is having a fun conversation amongst each other as like a large group. And then all of a sudden we started talking about wrestling, and you could see just people turn off, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
So you had a past experience.
Wait, I'm coming back on the set.
I'm glad you're back.
Do not compare these people to the dorks
Yeah.
you were hanging out with last night.
I guess.
And these guys are way cooler.
That's true.
These people care about wrestling talk and video games and Doctor Who.
What? You're not me.
Now they feel bad.
Oh shit! No, that's all I'm saying is everybody here has shared interests, and it's all a little bit nerdy and maybe a little bit niche. But this is the place to talk about those kinds of things.
I think you're right, and I think this is just harboring that feeling from last night.
Yeah, we got to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
He went to a fucked up party last night where they didn't want to party.
But even last.
Because if I went to a party and people were talking wrestling, y'all starting to do rock bottoms on everybody.
But see, even last
real
night,
party.
the conversation we had wasn't like, "Hey, everybody, we're now going to talk about wrestling."
I know, but it
was
moved.
3 people talking about
Yeah,
it.
but
and
I mean,
for-
we were talking in a group of like 12, and then it became, did you see SmackDown? Yeah, dude, Daniel Bryan went crazy at the end,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, I was so sick when he did that drop kick, the German suplex, and the other drop kick.
But why did? It's not our fault that we were talking about something that interested us. Why did everybody stop talking in their conversations and start paying attention?
Yeah, they're boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we were part of the larger conversation.
Hey, I've been at parties where they talk about Andy Cohen and the Real Housewives series.
Ooh, brutal.
Hey, sometimes people talk about stuff. What are you gonna do? It's a party.
What are you gonna do? It's a party.
Exactly. What are you
But
gonna
we
do?
were all gathered around a hot tub.
Let's go party Eric Lardy.
It was Eric Lardy's graduation.
Oh, did he fall down and keep his drink?
No, he's a king.
He did
He has a
successfully light a
master's
fire.
degree. There you go. Group therapy cast. It really turned in that way.
No,
I
it's
should
true.
have I should have just said that me and Brian are Team Rhodes Scholars.
Yep.
You should have, but here we are.
I should have said that Brian is Damien Sandow and I'm Cody Rhodes, and then we could have laughed for a minute and then moved on.
Well, you know, I will say, even in my own life, like there are times. I mean, half the shit that I talk about I know are very open to like jokes, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
I will bring in, hey, Sean, did you notice the Raiden figure on my desk? You didn't even comment. And that's a joke I'm making to you.
Right.
Then he'll make a joke back. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't notice the pussy magnet in the room. You know, whatever, or
Right.
something like that.
Yes.
These are jokes, and that couldn't have any effect on me.
Right.
Because I know that's the language of what I'm pointing out. But every now and then there will be something where it's like, okay, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing from someone maybe I don't know as well. And then it starts to become,
Yeah.
not that even I'm offended, but I'm like, should I just stop talking about, you know what I mean? Like,
So I feel all
it's,
the time.
yeah, you know what I mean? And I know I'm talking about something really trivial and dumb,
No,
but
I know exactly how you
but
feel.
you know what I mean? And it starts to turn into, am I that guy? Should I just stop? Yeah, you know, and even you know, yeah, that happens sometimes.
That happens
but like,
to every single person.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Everyone
Not me.
but Derek.
He is mainstream.
Gangnam Style.
I sleep easy.
What's that like?
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like
Oh,
say
Microwave said something in the chat, and that was nice. Thank you very much.
whatever
Microwave.
your heart tells you to do,
I appreciate
man.
it. I don't even know why I feel this way, because we even talked about pro wrestling before the podcast
I know why you
started.
feel
Yeah,
that
but
way.
you showed me that fucking move.
I know.
Eric, I don't give a fuck about wrestling. That was awesome what you showed me.
Yeah.
I legitimately liked
Hey,
it.
I want to go see wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
In October.
Yeah.
So-
It's because-
Absolutely, I'm
I'll
going.
tell you why.
Okay.
Everybody feels that way.
Uh-huh.
And the eternal struggle in life is to crush those thoughts before they come to the surface.
There you go.
That's all you gotta do. Who out there doesn't feel stupid at
I have,
any given time?
I don't want, and I don't mean to make this sound whatever. I've never seen the chat just flood for any one person as it is right now. Eric, I've always loved you, and you're such an interesting person. Eric,
Thank
I have
you.
always counted on you for advice
I
and
never,
information.
I
I've
never,
seen that from
I
anybody.
never see that, or I never hear that. So I really appreciate. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I really do. And don't let this reflect poorly on you, because I hope it doesn't. This is all in my fucked up little brain where I just sit. Like, I lay in bed, and it will be 12:30 tonight, and I'll stare at the ceiling, and I will just go over every missed opportunity, every failed joke, every sentence said, over and over. You know how people like turn off and like they leave it? I can't do that.
I've only felt that way after a positive experience.
Really?
Yeah, like I'll
I
stay
know
up
what you
in
mean.
bed and think, like if I went on like a really good first date with somebody.
Yeah,
I'll-
you'll think of how it could go better.
Yeah, no,
right?
no, not how it went better. I'll just be like, yeah, that was really fun. Like when something goes bad, I guess I'm lucky. My brain like blocks it out.
I just move on.
Yeah, I don't think about those
How?
failures.
Because it's not going to change the way that you
Because-
do it. But this is how I move on. I go, it already happened.
Exactly.
What can I do now? I
I
know that it
used to-
happened. I'll use this in my arsenal in the future.
I used to fester on it until I came to this realization. If something in your life sucks, that is totally independent about how you feel about it. For example, if I went on a long diatribe and it was really stupid, that's never going to change, regardless of whether I feel like shit about it or get over it.
Yeah, and
The only thing that is up for is that I have a choice about is festering on it and feeling shitty, or just completely blocking it out or moving on.
I
That
feel
itself stays the
the
same.
most anxiety I ever have is always things coming up, and I always play the worst case scenarios in my head, and
other
like,
way.
all the time, nonstop. And then once it happens, I'm in the moment. It's like, oh, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm fine, and that's that's how my brain works.
We have backwards brains.
Yeah, we do.
I don't fret, and I'm not worried in the moment or anything, but it is retrospect and analysis, and it just goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, and there's no end to it. Which is why I drink, because it goes and it
why
goes
you
and
got
it
gray
goes
hair.
and it goes, and that's why I'm 27 and I'm gray.
Well,
All
that
through the
happens.
sides. I'm dead at 35.
Don't say that.
I'll
Lucas
put money.
always-
I'll put money on it right now.
No, you're gonna make that happen. Well, what the fuck you do with that money, dumbass?
You take your money to heaven.
Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
Lucas always says he's gonna be
We'll pay
dead
for his funeral.
by 25.
You pay for that. That's if I die, you pay for my funeral. If I live,
Okay,
I
but
never
if you
said I
make
was
it to
gonna do this.
36, we get the money for the funeral that you give to us.
Why are you talking to me like I ever agreed to pay for
me and Sean, you guys heard it here first. Me and Sean are on.
Okay.
Lucas always
if
said-
Eric makes it to 36, Sean's getting at least 5K from Eric. But if Eric dies at 35,
No.
you have to pay for the funeral.
I don't want to bet on your death. Sorry.
Brian will bet me.
Call me
Yeah, what
fucked
do,
up.
yeah, what do you think you're, Sean Connery?
Sean.
Oh, bet for me.
Best
Thanks.
friends.
The deal is done.
I'm cul-de-sac.
Well, can we top what we just?
Thank you, Twitch, the #1 game stream site on the internet.
I'm really sorry.
Check out League of
Podcast
Legends.
Question of the week. What's your neurosis?
No, I think no. Hey, but that's. I'm sorry to anybody out there who has a podcast. This is why ours is better, because
Yeah.
we will cover BioShock, but we'll also cover
Why I'm so fucked
no,
up.
Evangelion. But then we'll cover
How
stuff like
shitty
this.
the Olympics
No,
are.
Not the Olympics.
yeah, the shitty Olympics,
But keep
and
up
then
the topic.
sometimes
We
we'll
changed
cover subjects like
Playing
this.
to Crash Team Racing. It's the best Crash Team Racing stream.
Well, seriously though, everybody, real shit happens. Why deny it? And I think that the fact that you bring this up, but you don't handle it in an immature way or anything like that. It's not like you said, "This is the way it is," and then left. You know,
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I
talk
wanted
about
to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because if that guy called in and said Sean is gay, and we gave that 2.5 minutes, we could sit down and talk about this for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
what?
And
You
I'm
know
pretty
what?
sure I'm not gay.
The one thing that I never lived down, I talked about this on the podcast, it was that one time I took that pizza from the slice that I was not supposed to take a pizza from. I was at a
Oh, that's right,
I was
that's
at a
right.
T-ball party and I thought it was pizzas for the whole team, and I took somebody's personal like family pizza and started eating it. Still think about that to this day. Oh my god. I feel like
Is this something you still dwell on?
I feel
really?
like my heart is like shriveling up just thinking about it.
Did I? I think
Yeah.
I said it. I think I said this before, but I have that. My one thing is when me and Dominic rarely fought growing up, and then one time we went through a real bad patch where every day it was like, stop doing this, and one day I got so mad at him, I pushed him as hard as I could. He fell back on his car bed. I swear to God, I know this sounds bad.
That's how young he was.
It sounds bad. I might start crying in the middle of talking about this.
Well,
Okay,
don't talk about
pushed
it.
him back
Great.
so
Yeah,
hard,
keep going.
it hit his neck on like the grill of it, and it almost like broke his neck.
Whoa.
And I mean, it was like he had to be like checked out. And
Whoa.
that to this date right now, I feel like, oh fuck, I can't, like, I could barely deal with that.
You know?
I was
Yeah.
probably 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing.
I took the wrong slice of pizza.
Hey, we'll bring this full circle.
Yeah.
You know who actually called and asked about this before?
Who?
Poop Sack Williams.
Was it?
He said, "Do you guys have any Shutter memories?
Oh
Things
yeah,
that you think
and that's
about?"
why we brought this up. Yeah.
And that's he asked, and you can find. I think it's a choice. And
Look,
yeah.
all I can say is make sure the pizza is yours before you bite it.
There was, on the reverse of that, there was one time that Luke and I were fighting, and we were in karate at the time. And so I went to kick him, and he caught my kick. So with the other leg, I jumped up and kicked him in the head.
Inzaguri.
And then,
Disagree.
is that okay?
Yeah.
And fell down, and I think about that scene thinking, I can't believe that worked. I'm badass.
Of course it works. Chris Jericho does it.
See, I didn't know
Roberto
that.
Del
I didn't
Rio
know
does
that.
it.
Maybe I invented it.
Inzaguri.
Yeah, just like I invented filibuster.
There's so much stuff that I
invented
should
sex.
shudder about that I just don't.
Yeah. Hey,
Don't give a
Yeah,
fuck
but that's the
about.
thing. But
Hey,
that's the
me
thing.
too.
That is something though that what I mentioned a minute ago. Like even just now, I'm bringing it up and I'm like gritting my teeth. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Like, I probably shouldn't share this on the podcast, but I'm going to. One time in high school, I was taking a dump in the bathroom, and one of my teachers walked in on me. Kind of an awkward moment, but I don't feel any awkwardness from it because I know that teacher probably wants to throw up his heart and stab it with a knife whenever he thinks about that. I feel like he took the awkward burden for me. I don't even need to give a fuck about it.
Oh man.
So I have situations like that.
But what I was gonna say is like that still looms in my head. But that was such a thing like that for me that I just had to. Years went on, and I was still thinking about that every day, and it ruined me just every single day. But I just thought, everyone walked away fine, and here I am. I just remembered, I think we were at like Disneyland or SeaWorld or something, and it came up in my head. I was just looking at a fucking whale, and it came up, and I just thought to myself,
Every moment of every
hey, but it was looking at fucking Shamu's face that I realized, hey, but we're all here,
Dominic.
we're all laughing and eating popcorn and looking at Shamu. What did it really matter? You know what I mean? It's like, here we are, we're all fine. Yeah. I recognize that was the shittiest thing I could have done, but I mean, literally, someone might have almost died in that situation.
Yeah.
And hey, we're all here and it's fine. So why dwell on things that are not even that? You know what I mean? So I just felt like by having that happen to me, it helped me with other things.
There's a documentary. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there anymore. It's called "Sometimes I Kill Flies."
They're saying, Eric,
I-
go look at Shamu's
I
face.
need
You
to
feel
go-
better.
I need to go look at Shamu.
It's called
Anyway,
"Sometimes
sorry.
I Kill Flies." It's about a guy who runs a cafe in New York, and he like gives life advice throughout the documentary. And he actually gives really good advice. And one of the first things he says is, "I'm a piece of shit. I think everybody is. My kids are pieces of shit." Once you realize you're a piece of shit, it's way easier to go through life. There's no expectations of you to do anything. You don't need to impress everybody. We're all pieces of shit. I'm just happy to be here. Truth.
It's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
When I go running, I try not to step on snails.
Oh yeah.
But I don't care if I step on ants.
Because ants don't die if you step on them.
We'll have to
don't.
test
That
that.
doesn't seem right.
No, but I feel like I've stepped on them and they're fine.
Have you ever stepped on ants before? They're always
Yes,
fine.
I've stepped on
You
a
have
lot
to
of
go through
ants.
And have they
precise-
died?
To avoid snails, I've stepped on ants.
Yes.
There you go.
If a snail, I'm not joking. If a snail is in a walkway anywhere, I pick it up and put it
I do the
on
same
a
thing.
Me too.
I do that.
It's not fair.
But I can't do it all the time when I'm running because there are so many snails where.
Well, I've heard that if you do that, it scares the shit out of the snail. It has a heart attack within a day.
Oh, that's true.
within a day.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're so slow.
Yeah. So you think you're helping, but you're not.
snail
Yeah.
killer.
Why are you killing
Yeah,
snails, bro?
snail Nazi.
Better
Snotsy.
than getting
Snotsy. Okay.
Sig snail.
I guess I'll go now.
Well, if Eric's going, I'm going.
Since I needed to go like 20 minutes
Eric's
ago.
going, I'm going.
I have a bedtime.
Let's all go.
I have a.
Let's all go to bed.
What
at
time
the
is
same
it?
time.
It
10.
is
11:30.
That's
10:30.
No, it's not.
10:02. See, now it's better for you.
See, now you
Now
feel-
you're,
I helped you out.
Now you're Garrett. You're past your bedtime.
I'm past my bedtime. Shit.
Oh, sorry. It's called I Like Killing Flies. Check it out. Thanks, Wall My Nose.
The Swagster says new VG Fact Checkers episode. Okay, is that a skit suggestion? Good timing.
We have a board for
Did
that.
we release it?
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Nerds.
Later.
All right, see ya.
I put people down. Now I feel better.
Love you.
A guy in the chat is saying I'm
I'm
laughing.
gonna
So
beat you up
someone in the chat was
Cheek.
someone in the chat was laughing that I said Sig Snail, and I think that I deserve a little more credit for that too.
Well, you just built off my Snotsy joke.
Yeah, it made it better.
Yeah, way better. Okay.
Snotsy could be snot, but Sig Snail, that's definitely about a snail.
Wait, what if it was Schnail?
Oh,
Snail.
that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Hey, see, I give respect where all I'm asking for is some of mine
Yeah.
Friendship.
when I
redeemed.
deserve it.
I got drunk and bought The Master on Blu-ray.
I was sober when I bought it.
Yeah, good film.
I just didn't buy it.
Oh man.
But I still haven't bought Lincoln.
Oh well, I don't think it's going.
Well,
anywhere.
you still
I'm
know
gonna
what
keep working
happens.
the podcast.
You know what
Now that we
happens.
had that therapy session with Eric.
That was fun.